And just check YouTube.
Okay, it's up on YouTube.
Is it? Okay.
It says watch now live.
Switch over. Can you see us, Rich?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, sweet. Okay, we got it going.
I got
All right.
nothing coming through mine.
Oh, you don't? Oh, it's probably because I don't have you turned up. What about now? Are you plugged in?
Shouldn't be.
You can hear me, right, Rich? Can you hear me, Rich? Can you hear me?
I don't think so.
Rich, can you hear me? Can you hear me at all, Rich?
I don't think so. Yeah, he said he can't hear us.
Okay, well, hang on. He can't hear us. Abby. Oh, right here. Can you hear us now, Rich?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I got you.
Good deal.
I was just about to text you and say, I can't hear you.
I got you. Okay. All right, good deal. We'll.
I'm not getting you, Chad.
You're not getting me?
I'm not getting anything through my...
Hang on. We're making sure we got Wes going here.
Nice. I take it, Chad, this is your playroom, huh?
It is, yeah.
I like it. See the Notre Dame stuff up there. That's how I guess.
Yeah, that's how you guessed. All right, for sure. All right, now?
There we go.
Okay, now we got it. Now. Okay, Rich, we're going to get rolling here in just a second. So
Okay.
We'll bring you right in.
Okay.
This is the Nerdy Old Men Podcast, recognized by City View Magazine as best of the best in podcasts. And here are your hosts, the Old Bald Man Chad and Redneck Wes.
Hey, Wes. Hey, man.
How are you doing, man?
It's back. Good to be back in the saddle here.
Hopefully we got everything hooked up correctly.
Hopefully.
Producer Abby doesn't want another epic fail.
She's working on it, though.
I'm not on the street, guys.
You are. What'd you say now?
So I might be on a streak.
Yeah, you might be on a streak, but all right. Well, Abby's controlling the cameras over there. We got our buddy Rich Davis with us. You know him from all of our favorite horror comics that he's done, and the one super special cover that just happens to have the two coolest dudes in a podcast on the cover of it for Prometheus and Chains. So switch over and let's do this. Let's do this thing, man. Rich, you can hear us and see us, I guess, right?
I sure can.
All right, good deal. All right, so we're going to show the whole world you.
Good job, Abby. Don't let these old guys bring you down.
Listen, I'm trying.
So, Abby's riding the struggle bus this morning.
Yeah, that's okay. We all are because we're trying to get this going. Matt, how you been, dude? What's up?
Been pretty good, man. Living in Cookeville, Tennessee now because of the fire we had almost a year ago. Exactly from today. Doing that, and the house is getting restored, so that should be finished up pretty soon. And then spent the time between then and now writing Angel Hunter, so it's been pretty good.
Well, tell us about that. This looks like a really interesting project you've got going on, Rich. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so Angel Hunter is by far the most ambitious thing that I've ever attempted to do. We're not going small with this. Each volume is, the smallest volume is volume number 1, and it's 102 pages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've projected this out over 10 volumes, so when we're finally finished, it's going to be well over 1,000 story pages. It's my first foray into writing a fantasy story. It's also my first foray into doing a manga. So it's a lot of firsts with this, a lot of ambitious. Of course, I always go big or go home. It's you're not going to shoot for the stars, then don't pull the trigger. But yeah, so Angel Hunter, it's a seinen manga inspired story told in the American comic book style. It's about a world that's dominated by 13 fallen angels and controlled with their armies of kaiju Nephilim. And humans are kind of... I knew I'd have to with kaiju. Yep. Humanity's kind of giant
monsters. It's like
there's plenty of giant monsters. We've got giant monsters. We got beast gods. We've got demons. We got everything in this thing. It's a lot. It's the most action packed book I've ever written. We hit the gas on page 1 and we don't let up till page 102.
Well, now that's saying something. Because the other ones were very action packed.
They were, but they kind of had that slow burn, the mystery and building. Yeah. So you're coming out the gate swinging on this one.
Yeah, no, there's none of that. What I like to tell people, if you want to understand the pace of Angel Hunter, which is live on Kickstarter right now, by the way, if you want to understand the pace of Angel Hunter, imagine if the Empire hit every planet in the Republic at the same time.
Wow.
Okay.
That's Angel Hunter. It's a massive blitzkrieg of the one of, you don't know which fallen angel, but one of the fallen angels' armies is sweeping through it all at once, and with these massive armies of kaiju and human soldiers and different mythological creatures. And the whole realm is just completely caught on its heels. So it's it is a George Miller, Mad Max, throw the nitrous in there and go.
It's cool. Producer Abby had your Kickstarter pulled up on the screen there just a moment ago, though, too, and we'll make sure that we put that in the show notes and stuff.
Appreciate
like that. So, what inspired this style? Going from your successful horror comic background into the this realm?
I needed a break. After writing Prometheus in Chains, which you guys did the cover for, it was such a deeply personal story. It was me working through my PTSD, which is something very important to talk about, especially this month because it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So that's something I'm a very strong advocate for. But Prometheus was my catharsis. It was my ability to work through my own mental health struggles in there. And it exhausted me. It took everything. I didn't want to write anything for months after I was finished with Prometheus. And then when I finally started to come back around, I was like, I really want to do something different. I know I've got to finish Reign of Dracula and I've got to work on the sequel to Prometheus. I know I have to do these things, but I didn't want to. So I kind of threw myself down a rabbit hole of watching a lot of anime, reading a lot of manga, and eventually, that creative inspiration kind of got tickled. And I was watching an anime called Goblin Slayer.
Oh, good one.
Oh, I know.
That's a great one.
There is a reason why it was voted the most controversial anime of the year.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, you have to check it out, Chad. It's
a good one.
Yeah.
It's very good. It really is. And it just inspired me. I was watching it. I shut it off and I sat there and I started writing down an idea for a scene. And sorry, my dog's barking in the background. She's a little yapper. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not.
Yeah, okay. But before you go into that, we got to talk about the dog. What's the dog's name?
Oh, this one's name is Coco.
All right. Hey, Coco. Good to see you.
That's Tiffany. Tiffany's little dog. She's a Shih Tzu something mix, but she's a sweetheart. But boy, she can be a yapper when she wants to be.
I like her vibe right now, though.
Right?
I'm digging that. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I just, after watching that episode, I went to bed and I was, having trouble sleeping. So I just got my phone out and like I normally do and started writing down the idea that I had in my head. And it was just really wasn't even intended to be anything. It was just it was just an exercise to get the thought out of my head. And, well, I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And so it's about 3-4 in the morning and I send it over to Les Garner.
Yes.
I sent him the scene and I was like, hey, you think we can make a book out of this? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, let's make a book out of this.
There you go. And Les is fantastic too, man.
Les is great work, man. He really is. And yeah, so that's how Angel Hunter really came to be. It started with just one of my insomnia fueled writing sessions, and as it started growing, the more and more that it grew, the more and more that I realized that we've got something special with this book. I have the same feelings about Angel Hunter that I had about Cult of Dracula when we launched it, and we all know how that.
Yeah, that one worked out for you.
Yeah, worked out okay.
Worked out all right. Yeah.
All right.
and we love a big fan of that. So
I appreciate it, man. I always appreciate your support.
Oh, we love it. So you talked about. We'll step away from Angel Hunter for a minute, but you talked about Reign. Working on Reign again. What fans of Reign? How far out are we looking to be able to get our appetite quenched on that?
It's probably going to be a minute, to be honest. It's of course, volume or issues 1 and 2 are finished, and they're out there via the Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. I've written the script for issue 3 and 4, and I know where issues 5 and 6 are going. Just haven't really had the heart to get back into those, and I'm really focused. I've really been focused on Angel Hunter a lot, and it's really sucked up most of my attention, but I am writing some other things on the side. Like I said, I've written issues 3 and 4 of Reign, and we're going to get back to it, eventually. And then of course, Prometheus, volume 2, I'm working on that as well. And then I'm still working on my Dorian Gray story. Got a lot of projects out there that that I'm working on. It's just Angel Hunter has really consumed all of my attention for the past, I don't know, almost a year, really.
Well, but that bodes to good product, though. When something takes a hold of you like that, and it's like, I got to do this like right now.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Rich, do you think that kind of helps you when you go back to writing your other projects because you've had that break from them, and you can kind of look at it with like fresh eyes, and it's just not where I've been working on it, and you've done something else and kind of got it out of your system, and you're like, all right, let's go back to it and see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you look back on it, I spent almost pretty close to 10 years in that Dracula world between Cult of Dracula, Rise of Dracula, Reign of Dracula, and Prometheus in Chains. Mm-hmm. So you do get a little burnt out, I guess, is the way to say it, and you need to change up a little bit. And I've noticed that since I've shifted gears and started working on Angel Hunter and kind of stepping away from the horror, I'm more enthusiastic about writing. Because for a while, it kind of felt like Reign of Dracula was becoming a chore. It was something
that's a job at that point.
It's a job. I have to do this. Yeah. And even though I wasn't really happy with the way the scripts were coming out for 3 and 4, and they've still got some big reworks that I need to do with them. But I just didn't have that passion for it. But now, after working on Angel Hunter for the greater part of a year and projecting to work in it more, I am feeling more creatively inspired. I'm doing a lot more writing because I want to, rather than just because I have to.
Yeah, that's the good stuff, and I imagine that that writing the horror stuff can. I mean, you got to kind of go to a dark place to get it to be, I guess, authentic and real, and to be very successful. So I imagine that does take a toll on you.
It really does. Because you have to be willing to go, or at least my feeling on it is, if you're going to write effective horror, you have to write about things that scare you, and you have to be able to go in and really experience those fears. So yeah, horror can take you to a very dark place. And then, as I said, Prometheus in Chains, it took everything out of me. I mean, I had absolutely nothing left when I finished that book. When I turned to my trash can, vomited for the last time, and the book was done. I had nothing left to give on that book.
Yeah, but that was a good healing journey, I would hope.
It is. It was very cathartic. It was very, very, very cathartic. Getting it out, working through it. It was hell. I mean, absolute hell. But in the end, it was a good thing. It took a big pressure off my shoulders. Kind of opened up my soul a little bit more.
Well, now you get to play with giant monsters and tell a story.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, and I have to fight myself to make it not go too far into the horror realm. It's a dark fantasy, so Dark Crystal, Secret of NIMH, Black Cauldron style fantasy, or if you want to relate it to some manga, Attack on Titan, Goblin Slayer, quite a bit of Naruto influence in there.
No Berserk.
Oh God, yes, Berserk.
Guys, I love Berserk.
Especially if you look Les's art style.
Yes.
Berserk is how I convinced Les to do this, because he, in the beginning, he did not want to do an anime manga style. He fought me every single step of the way.
Was he thinking more like the Naruto style, or like Last Airbender, like something along those lines? That's what he was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, in his mind, anime was just Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Pokemon, stuff like that. And I was like, no, man, there's this whole world of it out there. Here, look at Berserk. Look at Battle Angel Alita. Look at Attack on Titan. And he was like, oh, I get it. And once he got it, oh, Lord, did the art get better.
I was about to say, send him Vampire Hunter D. I don't know.
Yeah, Vampire Hunter D as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Producer Abby twitched over here when you said One Piece. That's her favorite thing right now.
Hey, One Piece is great, especially the live action Netflix One Piece. I really really enjoy, and the One Piece Netflix shows actually encouraged me to go back and read some of the manga because I see that it's not as silly as I thought it was the first time I saw it.
Right.
Yeah, it's producer Abby. I have not seen
Yeah, no joke.
the Netflix show yet, but I plan to. I've heard it's so good, and I just saw that they revealed the Chopper CGI, like how he looks in the live action, and I love it.
That's like her favorite character.
I love it so much. But Dad's kind of been sitting in, like, watching it with me, and there were some things where he was like, "Oh, this is not as silly as I thought it was."
Well, yeah, because it comes across like, "Oh, hey, it's like kids," and then somebody gets shot in the head. I'm like, whoa, wait, yo, that escalated quickly.
Anime has a way of doing that to you, man. It's like, like Naruto is a great example. When I first started watching Naruto, it was just, I thought, this is just a bunch of silly, goofy little kids, and no. You get up to the Zabuza fight, and you're like, "Holy crap! This is getting grown up." And then from there, the show just completely grows up. And it's one of the things I love about anime and manga, and I think this is a strength that they have over the American comic books. Is when you're in anime and manga, your characters grow, they change, they get old. They die, and when they're dead, they're gone. They don't come back. Of course, there are exceptions to that rule. Dragon Ball's got a couple of resurrected characters, things like that. But it doesn't happen like it does in American comics. Like just last year, they had this whole thing, the death of Kamala Khan. Literally, the month that came out, the solicited in previews was the return of Kamala Khan, and it's like nobody takes death in American comics seriously, and in my opinion, it removes a lot of the drama. It removes a lot of the risk, and I think it takes away a lot of the emotional investment that we once had in comic books, because we all know nothing really matters. Whatever happens, they're just going to retcon it or reboot it in a couple of months, and who cares?
That's one of the things that I do like about manga. Is the fact that there is there are real consequences, and if someone dies,
it's over.
It's over. I mean, there's a finality to things where, like, if something happens, because I go to Berserk because it's been going on for like the last 35 years.
Right.
There's things that happened to characters that people love, and if you've not seen the 80 or the 97 anime, do yourself a favor, watch it, but be prepared. When the eclipse hits, and I mean it rips your heart out.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
But
I was just watching Naruto, and I've just been introduced to the Pain arc, and it starts with Jiraiya's death. And oh my Lord, I sobbed. I was so torn up, and it was such a beautiful death, and it was beautifully done. And the reason it had such impact was, one, you knew it was final. You knew this mattered. And then number two, they had spent years building Jiraiya and Naruto's relationship up and developing. You saw Jiraiya; he was aging, he was getting older. Naruto was growing up, and then you got flashbacks to Jiraiya as a kid, and we saw him grow and mature. And so by the time he got to the point where he did die, it kicks you in the heart and then rips it out and stomps on it. It's so emotionally powerful. And that's a huge advantage that anime and manga have over American comics. And, I think American comics are going to have to learn that lesson and stop chasing that quick buck of a reboot. They keep rebooting because they know stores are going to all order 10 times their orders of issue 1 than they did of the last issue of the last series. But I think we're losing long-term engagement with fans, especially from the big 2, which is why a lot of people go into the indie market.
It's one of those things like if you kill off Peter Parker, but you're not replacing Peter Parker with another Spider-Man, like in manga, like when a character dies, there's not like an actual, this is just the next version of him.
They got, like you said, the big 2, they got to be willing to do that, to get that oomph that I guess the manga culture, the anime culture is willing to do and has always done that. That would take a huge shift in the idea, I guess, with American comics, because they would have to be willing to do so.
Do you want to kill a character that's going to make you money, or do you want to have a good story? They're more story driven, which I'm going to assume lends itself to your writing, and that's why you've gone with the manga style for this book.
Yeah, definitely. Chad, you brought something up there. The fans of anime and manga, they will allow the publishers, the writers, to take a character off the board because they know that it makes a good story. American comic book fans, they're not of that mindset.
Right.
They won't let publishers make changes. A few years ago, maybe, 5-10 years ago, whatever it was, when, Marvel was trying to replace a lot of their heroes with a new generation of heroes, fans lost their minds and made them go back and change it all. DC did the whole thing with 52, and then just a couple of years, maybe a year and a half ago, they scrapped a plan where they were going to basically take all the current, the Bruce Waynes, the Clark Kents, the Dianas, all that. They're going to take them out and, give us new versions of them. Fans lost their minds and they won't let it change. And again, I think that's caused the American superhero comic book genre to stall. And it's stagnant right now. It's not seeing growth. It's, retracting. Whereas manga is just absolutely exploding everywhere. It's very straightforward. If you want to know where to start in a manga, you go to volume 1. The stakes are real. The stories change. They're just good stories, and I think that reflects with their commercial success, because if you tell good stories, people are going to pick it up and people are going to read it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the literature, like Berserk for one in particular. I watch a guy on TikTok and YouTube, Moon's Rare Books, and he's out of, I don't know if you've ever seen him, Rich, but he's out. If you haven't, look him up. He's out of Utah, and he has all of these amazing first editions, and he has a bookstore, and he's a curator of all this stuff. But some of his prized possessions are these first edition Berserk and all of this other stuff, and he's trying to bring to light that this is quality literature. It's not what you think it might be, and you should really give this an opportunity. That's fantastic. It's so cool, and I think that is something that, you can go to a con and see, at least in our area too, the increase in people cosplaying as anime characters, and the increase in anime guests and things like that. And I think that's a promising thing, because maybe that will help the big 2 kind of alter the way that they think about things. It would be nice because there's gravity to it.
Yeah,
it's like the Transformers movie.
Oh, yeah.
When Optimus Prime died. That's.
Oh my God!
That had gravity to it at the time. Now, obviously, they can change stuff.
Just had a pain just right here.
Yeah. It's like where the red phone goes. It's just like,
I will forever hate that character.
But there was gravity to it, and it's like, oh, this isn't just. This means something. These robots mean something, and they he's not just going to get repaired. We have to change everything. There's gravity to this conflict, and I love that.
It's state and meaning, and when the story matters, people's investment, they feel like their emotional investment in the story is rewarded, And even though it might hurt, even though it might piss them off, they still appreciate it because it was a good story, and that's what the story needed.
Right. Very, very good. So what are you watching now, anime-wise? What's your thing?
I'm pretty deep into Naruto Shippuden right now. I just watched some Neon Genesis Evangelion, which was cool. I didn't get into it. I didn't get hooked on it like a lot of people did. Solo Leveling, I just finished that. It's epically awesome. I've been watching some Sword Art Online, Vinland Saga.
Oh, that's another good one.
Vinland Saga is great, man. I started watching the new Castlevania Nocturne, which I really like. I love the Castlevania.
Yes, that's a good one.
So, but Naruto's been dominating the largest percentage of my attention lately. Because Shippuden, I loved Naruto. I really did. I loved the original run. And I was excited to get into Shippuden, but I didn't realize how much I was going to get into Shippuden and how much I was going to love it. And again, it's because of the very complex characters that Kishimoto has created, and the emotional stakes. I mean, there's a lot of hardcore drama in this, and there's a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot of really solid friendship. There's relationships which is really strained, and the characters. None of the characters is one dimensional. And that sounds crazy when you think this is just supposed to be a little kids show. But no, it's awesome. It really is.
That's sweet. And anime, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm learning from Wes and now from Rich, and then producer Abby has really gotten into it too. So I love that, and I think that's just another avenue for creative folks like Rich to do that.
I'm looking forward because I'm gonna have to go check out the Kickstarter.
Yep. Producer Abby will have it pulled back up again in just a minute, because I'm curious to see how different but similar this is to your other work, Rich. Where I know what to expect from the other ones, and it's like I'm waiting to see what this is, and I'm like, okay, he fanboyed on this moment. I'm expecting those. I'm like, Rich put that in. That's for him. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, and I will tell you this: if it's like that, like Reading Cult and Prometheus, but like Reading Cult, and I'm a big vampire fan, but it takes you to a place, and you better be prepared to go to that place. Like I like audiobooks, and I just recently listened to Interview with a Vampire, and that same, like, I couldn't get enough of it, but I really wanted to hit pause.
It's like I need a break.
It was the same kind of feeling that I had when I was reading Rich's books. It was like, man, this is like, it's guttural, and it's horror, it's fantasy, but it's real. And I'm like, oh man. So that was the same kind of feeling. But before we let Rich go and things like that, man, just tell us where people can find your books, the ones that are already out. Tell us about the Kickstarter real quick, so our fans can go and check you out.
Yeah, so my books are in comic book stores everywhere, or anywhere Simon & Schuster books are sold. So you can go to Barnes & Noble, you can go to Books A Million, you can go to Amazon. But first and foremost, try to check it out at your local comic book shop, because they're the heart and soul of the comic book industry. So go check them out first. The Kickstarter, you can just go to Kickstarter.com and search for Angel-Hunter. That's Angel-Hunter. We're already funded, which is amazing. The book was finished before we launched the Kickstarter, so it was going to print. It's actually been already sent to the printer. But we funded in 47 minutes, which is pretty awesome. We hit our goal, and now we're at about 170% of our goal right now. So hopefully your listeners are going to boost it up a little bit. It's a fantastic book. I mean, I'm really proud of it. Of course, I always have to say my books are great, because if I don't believe in them, nobody does.
Well, we believe in them, and we'll tell you the truth. That's legit.
Thank you. And I really do. I feel like Angel-Hunter is special. there's a lot of potential for it to evolve into different mediums. We've had initial discussions with an animation company.
That was my next question. Is there a chance that this could get made into an anime?
We've got to get, so what we got to do from our conversations with them, we got to get 3 volumes out.
Okay.
And that gives them enough source material to draw from to do a season or 2 of an anime. And, when I say volumes, these are volumes. These are not 28 page floppy issues. These are, like I said, the smallest one is 102 pages. Volume 2 is going to be somewhere around 160. These are big volumes. It's volume 1's 102 pages of story, and there's no fluff, there's no filler, there's no, we're not throwing in a splash page that would have been a cover, and calling out a page. No, it's all story, 102 story pages. It's everything that makes a seinen manga dark fantasy good. And then when you get to the characters and you start getting into their heads, the characters are what will make Angel Hunter great. Go is probably my favorite character. He's kind of our Naruto. He's a paraplegic warrior in kind of a Viking culture, and he absolutely refuses to surrender. He does not know what give up means. He will literally crawl elbow by elbow by elbow, dragging his legs behind him through a village caught in a war just to get to a temple and save one tiny little egg. That's Go. And every character in Angel Hunter has that type of depth and development to their characters. The characters are really what are the art and the concept of Angel Hunter. They're going to pull you in, but those characters and their stories, they're going to keep you there.
You always do, man. You always do, man. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. We're always here for you, and we support your stuff, man. We love it. So make sure you follow our links that we have. Go check out the Kickstarter, like Rich said. Go check out his other stuff, because if you're new to Rich's work, you need to not be new anymore. You need to go check the stuff out real soon, because it will transport you to a place, maybe a place where you don't think you want to be at first, but it's worthwhile. It is worthwhile, man. Go experience that. You will, reading his stuff, you will learn who this man is, and it's a fantastic thing. So Rich, man, we really appreciate you, man, for coming on, checking us out and everything, as we always do. But go check out Rich's stuff, man. It's going to be good stuff. We're excited about it. So until next time, we got Rich Davis here. We got producer Abby over here. We got Redneck Wes over here. Choose wisely.
Yeehaw.